Welcome to Subject of the Day, podcast number 42. Subject is Sting of Death. Sting of Death. The sting in this verse refers to the sting the person who dies experience, not to the pain of those who mourn him or her. Every person faces death because all have sinned. Romans 5:12, King James Version says, wherefore, as by one man sins enter into the world, and death by sin. And so death passes on men, for all have sinned. Only those who are part of the rapture of the church, for those who are alive, all those who are part of the rapture of the church will escape the death. And you can reference 1 Corinthians 15:51. But for those who trust in Christ, death has no sting. So here's a good explanation of the story. And this is a person that's dying on a deathbed, a non-believer, doesn't believe. He's either an atheist or something like that, okay, that don't believe. And he's about to die. And this is a story I heard. And then that person was frightened. Before he took his last breath, he was frightened. He had fear, and like someone was about to take him away. Okay. Versus the story of a believer of their dying and they're experiencing death. But look how the story is. And I experienced these three different types of scenarios because I've seen them in my lifetime. I'll give you an example. My niece died peacefully at a very young age, had a very rare disease, and she died at a very young age and just died in peace quietly. The second person is a friend that I knew, and their friend was at a deathbed as well and wanted me to come and pray for them. And that person died very peacefully. And the third one is cousin, died very peacefully, quiet, compared to the person that was an unbeliever that rejected God, denied Christ. On his last breath, it's like you can see there's like scared and just frightened and fearful. And I'll give you a story. It's a movie a long time ago. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a good love story. It was Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. They played in a movie called Ghost. It was a beautiful love story. And the best friend betrayed it, Patrick Swayze. You guys got to watch it. It's a beautiful love story. And what happened is Patrick Swayze friend hired someone to do something to his friend, and he died, you know, and he went to heaven.